And I am excited. We've got some amazing features for you this afternoon. We need.
Good morning. Time now for a summary of your top stories, and we start with news that St. Lucia's sprint sensation Julian Alfred secured another medal as a pro athlete in the Prefontaine Classic over the last weekend. She won silver in the women's 100-meter sprint, posting a season best time of 10.93. Additionally, Alfred set a new national record. The sprinter has highlighted the need to improve her racing finish and overall technique as she prepares for the Paris Olympics.
Juju, are you satisfied with your race today?
I'll take it, I have to give God thanks, nevertheless, because I finished healthy. I did wanted the win, but I'll take second for now.
Alfred's strong second-place finish at the Prefontaine Classic shows that she has the potential to compete at the highest level and is ready to take on the world's best this summer. An international ocean tribunal has delivered an historic legal victory for small island nations. The court says that countries are legally required to reduce greenhouse gas pollution. James Fletcher, a former Sustainable Development Minister here, says this is a significant development for small island developing states who have been fighting for recognition of this matter for decades at the Conference of the Parties or COP negotiations.
We've always made the point that while climate change is a matter that continues to be debated within the fora of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and the Paris Agreement, but there are very serious human rights issues at play here because the people who have not contributed or have least contributed to climate change are the ones who are most impacted by climate change. So there's a climate justice element in there that has to be addressed. And in fact, 2 years ago, the United Nations agreed that the right to a clean and healthy and sustainable environment is a human right. So, all of that sets the basis for the decision by the International Tribunal on the Law of the Sea.
The decision was the first ruling to come in 3 cases in which advisory opinions have been sought from international courts about climate change. Dr. Gilbertha St. Rose's application for the reinstatement of her medical license has been approved. Dr. St. Rose has been in a battle with the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Council since she began prescribing ivermectin to patients as a treatment for COVID-19.
Since then, there have been lots of hearings, about 4 or 5, where the council brought 2 lawyers each time. And then finally, we had a hearing in August 2023, at which the judge said that what the Medical and Dental Council did was unlawful and that they should pay my cost. And the judge said that, the matter should be sent back to the council for final determination. So that was August 2023.
Meanwhile, the doctor is awaiting the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Council's decision on a separate matter for which a hearing was held in April of this year. Finally, St. Lucia has seen a significant reduction in its inflation rate in 2023. The overall inflation rate slowed on a point-to-point basis to 2.1% in December of last year, down from 6.9% in December of 2022.
Inflation is a rate. It's not just an absolute increase, it's a rate of change. So when we say inflation is trending downwards, what we mean is that the rate of increase is slowing down, which is really called disinflation.
The agreement is that this trend highlights the resilience of the island's economy in the face of global economic uncertainties. These are your top stories. Thanks for watching.
Wonderful. Caught up with Kim Eugene. We spoke of her book, but we also need to speak a little bit about some of the things that she has for a program. When you sign up for a Kim's initiative at your spaces, you're actually lending in so much area that to undertake our new and upcoming series. I'm here with Kim, the wonderful Kim Eugene. It's not the first time we've sat down with Kim, or we followed her once. As a matter of fact, we were all the way up in the was it the what was it
Pastoral.
the pastoral center where she was putting on this workshop, and it's evident that we're back here again because Kim is very passionate about what it is that she's into and about making a difference in that regard. We are back here and we are now speaking to Kim in the capacity of being an author, because she's now has her very own publication to even further enhance the work that she's been trying to do. So Kim, we are definitely honored to catch up again. How are you? How you been?
I'm very good, and I'm really happy to be here having that conversation with you again, Maureen.
Absolutely, girl. You've been at it. You've certainly been at it. Now, since
You
then,
have to.
for persons who probably would have missed the couple of two that we did before, just briefly, let's run through what it is that you do again, and the mission that you have for your drives.
Okay, so I'm a certified global HR consultant, have been in the HR field for the last 17 years, and I work with companies to help drive across their mission and objectives. So it's about putting together HR strategies to ensure that the companies are able to fulfill their vision and mission through different HR strategies. In addition to that, I provide extensive training on leadership, management, customer care, which is huge, which is one of the things I think we spoke about.
Yes.
But this is huge for me because I think we really need to amplify and elevate the level of service that we provide in St. Lucia.
Absolutely.
In addition to that, go again?
Go ahead. Yes.
In addition to that, I'm also working on continuing the job readiness campaign, which was started last year. So it will be an ongoing campaign, as I said before, to get persons ready for the working world, for the working environment, preparing them really. And in addition to that, I started a mental health awareness campaign just in April.
Nice.
So this is something I really want to also speak about. It's something that's dear to my heart, and I'm passionate about it as a mental health advocate. It's a serious issue in many parts of the world, and if I have to be honest, I think this is one of the worst pandemics that we've been facing for a while, which is a silent killer.
Yeah.
But we have to find ways to have the discussion about it, to raise the awareness, but also to destigmatize what mental health is. Because when you speak mental health, automatically persons think that you are either crazy or should be in a mental institution.
Yeah. The mad people segment.
Yeah, it's a really bad perception, but there is so much with regard to mental health, and this is something that I've been working on. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been having training sessions with companies. You might maybe see one or two billboards, promoting what mental health is.
Yes, yes.
There is also a banner in Shock, the Shock roundabout, which speaks, it's a banner and speaks about mental health awareness. So that's me behind the scenes trying to make that work.
And the perfect month, because it is the month of May, and
Correct.
it is that month, the awareness month for mental health.
Exactly.
Now, importantly, because like you said, this all ties back into what it is that you've been doing, because if persons are not mentally okay, if they are mentally disturbed, if they are, whatever it is, and their mental status is not in sync, how effective can they be on the job?
Exactly, not effective at all. And so you have statistics and research to prove that, where companies are losing billions of dollars every single year because one of absenteeism or presenteeism, because persons are there physically but not there mentally. But I think the issue is we're not having the conversation with our team, with our employees. We're not making it a thing, So we'll have customer service training, leadership training, but very rare do you find training on mental health.
Right.
Because again, it's a stigma. And so for me, as a mental health advocate, I want to be one of those in the forefront. And actually, I have been in the last couple of months to speak about it. Have the conversation with the employers and the employees, finding ways to mitigate what that is, to destigmatize mental health, and finding ways to help persons find better ways, means to deal with their mental and emotional health.
Right.
Because there are avenues, there are resources, but again, we're afraid to have the conversation. So I'm saying, let's have the difficult conversation. Let's make it a conversation we can have at homes, at school, wherever we are. Let's have the conversation, because if we aren't mentally and emotionally sound, everything around us falters.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's not we aren't able to have or live the best life that we want to live. We aren't able to thrive
Right.
because mentally and emotionally we aren't okay.
Is your training also geared at identifying? Because sometimes you may not even realize that
Yes.
you're in that state.
Correct. Yeah, the training also is good at identifying the triggers. Because somebody might be at work and you might automatically assume that the person is either lazy or just don't want to be here, or maybe disengaged or actively disengaged. But it could just be that that person is going through a traumatic period in their time, whether going through a divorce, whether going through financial issues, whether grieving. There are so many spectrums, But again, as I said, it's about having the conversation so that persons are aware and they're comfortable having the conversations with the employer to say, hey, today I'm not really having a good day because this and that happened. And the employer can say, okay, this is what we can do to assist you.
Right. Have you enrolled some of these programs to date?
Yes.
What has
Yes,
been
I
the
have.
response? How has it been?
So we've had a couple of training sessions with some companies, and the response has been really good because I think, Maureen, everybody recognizes that mental health is a significant issue. It affects a significant portion of our population.
Yeah.
And if I might say, every single one of us have gone through something in our lives that has affected us, right? And for me, it's one thing for something to affect us, but secondary to that is how are we coping and how are we dealing with it, which is the most profound thing. So yes, we've gone through something, but how are we finding ways to deal with it? How are we having that conversation? How are we seeking help? And is there help? And the help that is available to us, are we making use of it?
Right. Right. All right. Where persons can do again? Where can persons go on again to find out more about it? If an employer is listening right now and they're probably considering getting this part of the program in to enhance their operations, how can they reach out?
So persons can reach out to me via my telephone number, which is 285-6904, or can go on my website, which is www.hrmmapping.com. So on there is an entire chapter devoted to mental health.
Very well.
So yeah.
Kim, you are amazing again, and it's always so wonderful to speak with you because there's always something new, exciting, and relevant, and I think this is quite vital that you've included that into your program. Thank you again.
Growing past it sort of like brings the Caribbean together, and we caught up with the producer. They have now undertaken a new program again. They are here on the island of St. Louis. Some it was an honor to meet with our guests. We're here with Judy and Delia. Judy is visiting us from Trinidad, is it?
Trinidad,
All right,
yes.
the Trinities are in the house. Now, they are producer, writer for the Caribbean Passport, TV, and something else. There is something else.
Caribbean Medical TV.
Caribbean Medical TV. Yeah. Now, Judy, I'm gonna go over to you for a while to tell us a little bit about the inception of these two programs. What was the mission behind initiating something of that sort?
Okay, well, probably I can start off with Caribbean Passport TV because that has been around for over 20 or 25 years. Oh. It's been around a long time. And the objective of that was for us to learn about each other and one another in terms of the Caribbean, because when we started doing Caribbean Passport back in the 90s, and St. Lucia was among one of the top ones in the islands, we realized that there were not many travel programs around. And so we were really teaching and making people aware and about all these beautiful islands, our culture, how different the cuisine, the festivals, personalities, culture. So I think that was really fascinating because of the mix of all of us. We are so alike, but yet so different and unique. We are truly one Caribbean. So that was the objective. So like the fishermen in Dominica, I always have a story quickly where they said, oh no, we no longer have any fish or anything like that. And by the time we left and he realized we were Caribbean Passport, he just had a whole layout. And I said, so what is it that you like about, the program? Because he realized we were from Caribbean Passport. He said, because I want to see what the man on the other side of the fence doing. And so it captures the essence of the Caribbean. So I think that was so important, is that objective. Now, coming to Caribbean Medical TV, we started that 9 years ago. We had the second season. We couldn't continue it because it is a challenging program financially, physically, everything. And all the TV stations were asking us, because 9 years ago as well, there were not many health programs. But we said we had to continue this. So last year we did season 2 of Caribbean Medical TV. The objective of Caribbean Medical TV was health and wellness for our Caribbean people, because we have all these NCDs that it's an epidemic now, with diabetes, high blood pressure. People are not telling us, and we didn't have enough info. You need to drink your water, read your labels, less sugar. And I think post-COVID, younger people are now interested a lot more in their health and hearing about how to be healthy. So that is the objective of, Caribbean Medical TV. We go around, you can probably tell them, around the Caribbean talking to doctors,
Yeah, and it's not just doctors, it's nurses, because they're the backbone of it as well. And, we had some interesting conversations with the nurses in various islands where they said this was very much a vocation for them. You see, during COVID, a lot of them, while the world stopped, they had to keep going, and they were going in scared, and they've never stopped. So even though technically we're in a post-COVID period, for them, they never stopped since then. So that, one of them even mentioned in Antigua, Nurse Francis said, this was a calling to her, because it is a privilege for her to say to someone in their most vulnerable moment that I'm there with you, you're not alone. So it was really trying to get that discourse going, because the idea of the program really is to be a vehicle to destigmatize the conversations around health and wellness. And the Caribbean is so lush, not just with its stories, its dance, its writing, its poetry, its movement, but in terms of people's stories and what resonates. And that's where we really want to go and connect culture to community, and hopefully in one island it'll resonate to the next.
So what you, it's my understanding, is your first time here on the island?
Oh no.
No?
Mine is,
Yours,
yeah.
right. But in that capacity maybe?
Yeah.
Right. So what are you
are
going to be doing for, how long are you going to be here for? And
we
what
are
you
here
gonna be?
for a week.
Right.
And I can tell you the doctors have been very receptive, because after season 2, some doctors were saying, how come certain islands are not in? I said, we're going to get to you, but it's a cost factor, and a big one of that. Yeah. So now we are here in St. Lucia. We are so happy to be here. And, we are going to be interviewing people like your surgeon, Dr. Remy, Dr. Martin, Merle Clark, Dr. James, your CEO. I have not met him as yet, but he has such a vision, in that he is going to ensure that probably the program, I hope I'm not talking out of turn, that can be carried, because these programs should really be in health centers and in doctors' offices and at universities. Because look at the doctors she talked about. They have a pancreatic cancer, for instance, is such one that is, doesn't have a great outcome. You hear that, and you hear 6 months. Now there are people who are surviving for 5 years and 3 years and 7 years. So there's hope, and all the people of the Caribbean now can get info from these doctors, international visiting doctors, and your local doctors here. So talking about St. Lucia, Millennium Heights, we are happy to be there. So we are including doctors from St. Lucia in the program now. And, that exchange is really fantastic.
And this is going to be covered in season 3?
3,
yes.
Which starts in July. And that's why we are here, because, even the tourist board, we like to show the island along with the doctors.
Right.
So the tourist board going to be showing us around as well.
Because we notice that a lot of the islands, they love to see what the other islands are doing. We are so close yet so far. And a lot of the islands, like in Trinidad, they're like, oh my gosh, what's going on in St. Lucia? So it really is an education, even just on the people, because we're so close, so unique, yet so different in our various ideas. And that's why it's so important and critical to have St. Lucia's perspective in the show as well.
That's Wonderful. And we can view the program where?
Of course,
throughout
on,
the region,
on your
innit?
station,
On our station, of
on
course.
DBS, you carry Caribbean Passport TV and Caribbean Medical TV. And we notice a lot of the GIS island, the GIS, the Government Information Service, they're also, in each island, they're starting to ask for it. So I think that's good because we can't make this totally exclusive.
And on YouTube, we have a playlist as well where you can watch all of the episodes of season 2 and Caribbean Passport TV as well. So we've got both programs on our YouTube pages as well.
Wonderful. Well, if you'd like to leave anything with our audience, what would you throw out to them?
You can.
No, I mean, it's such a privilege for us to be here and to capture the perspective because I think everyone in TV aspect can see that there's been this Netflix influence that's been coming in. And we really want to have these programs, your station, all these are so critical to show the Caribbean in terms of the textures of the stories of the region because there's a lot of foreign import coming in and we're seeing it on the food aspect, we're seeing it on the culture aspect, we're seeing it in the content. And the shows like this in your station, what the work that you all do is so critical because it really goes a long way. You don't know who would be the next one to be influenced and becomes the next great artist or the next great doctor of the Caribbean, representing the Caribbean on a global stage.
Wonderful.
And in my closing, I would like to say there's a lot of hope because if we are able to save one life, you know, by doing this program, we have done our job. And I think prevention and being aware, like people not knowing if you have diabetes, more than likely you could end up on dialysis if you don't know. So I think the awareness of the entire Caribbean and helping people to better understand their health and wellness, especially their mental health, is really critical, and that is an integral part of this program. So we are hoping that that's going to be our legacy in terms of the people of the Caribbean.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
You're
you so much.
welcome.
Host you. Thank you very much.
What's up, St. Lucia? It's Big Bweelz here again for the next episode, and I'm targeting certain people. Right now, this episode is for people that have steps at their home. Yes, you all want to walk up the steps, wax on, wax off. But now, I'm going to show you all how to use your steps to turn you all into Terminators and fit machines. Right? So today, this episode is for you all, whether you have steps inside your house or outside your house. We're going to get it popping, jumping, lunging, and skipping right here. Let's go. Good morning. So the first exercise we're going to do on your steps, we're going to stretch out the legs. So you're going to come up with on our toes. 1, 2, and up. Weight in the calves. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go. Up. Up. And when you're on your last step, you're going for 20. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hey, it's not my fault if you have a spiral at your home. It's not my fault if you have 500 steps at your home. You put it there. Let's make use of it. So, as soon as you finish the warm-up or the first exercise, we jog back down the steps. So, if the first exercise is 3 sets of 8 or 3 sets of 50 steps, whatever you have, you get it done. The second exercise, we're going to do some jump squats on the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On the last step, you pulse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right? We get it done. When you execute your 3 sets, you jog down again. If you get tired, you're going up the steps, we're going to lunge it. 1, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, and down. That's how I get a lunge done. It's quite nice for me. I don't have much steps to lunge, but I'm just showing you how you can get it done. Heading back down. The next exercise, out and in. You go 1, squat down, boom, down, touch, 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 touch. It's quite obvious you guys better have more space than me, but you're catching the drift while I'm catching my breath. All right, you get that done? Run back down the steps. Whew. I need to catch my breath. That's where blue waters come into play. I need my blue waters. Douglas, I need my stamina. Douglas from Blue Waters. That's what I say. All right. Last but not least, because when you do these step exercises, you're going to burn. You're going to burn. I don't care how fit you are, as long as you set lotion, you're going to burn because you'll pork too much. So last but not least, we're going to jump squat and pulse on it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Maintain your balance. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 3, 4. Bweelz is about to fall at the door. I'm going to bed right now. Good morning. See, as I burn.
That's our show for this now. Be absolutely amazing. With your shining your area rate, where it goes grateful because of the farm. So you know what? If it's raining in your area, embrace it for now. And those of sunshine, well, embrace that too.